Welcome back to Eat the Street That Go. By the way, the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau, of which Bruce Orosz is the head honcho CEO.
There's a chairman
No,
of the
no
board.
problem.
Chairman of the board.
He's the chairman of the
I
board.
knew it was one of those things. I've been having some wine, so it happens these days. Bruce is also the co-founder of 2480 Wines. We'll get to that in just a second. But the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau has something called the Temptations Months. And right now, March is Miami Health and Wellness Month. For all the things you want to do. We are a health conscious place, and we bring tourism around the world here to South Florida, and health is part of that too. To celebrate the healthy lifestyle with the top fitness centers, spas, golf clubs, outdoor activities, facilities. The Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau has put together an amazing wellness offers, deals on sports activities, classes, events for all ages, and fitness levels during the Miami Health and Wellness Months. Go to MiamiTemptations.com. You too can enjoy your health and wealth and enjoy it here in South Florida. Bruce, first welcome. Good to see you again.
Great to be here.
Before we get to this wonderful wine, 2480, which is a terrific Cabernet, and he also makes a great Chardonnay, I want to talk about this bill that I've been talking about during the mornings that was introduced by a South Florida legislator named Avila, who wants to basically take away all the marketing dollars that you have in the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau and redirect them. Yep. Now, my concern is, especially in the day of coronavirus or after a hurricane comes through South Florida, how does the rest of the world know that we're back open for business?
That's a great question, because everybody else is going to invest more in promoting their own destination. We will be at a competitive disadvantage if we can't respond and do what we do every single day, 24/7. The Bureau works endlessly, and the team is phenomenal. And
You have a phenomenal
team, and the messaging
It's a
travels
well-run machine. It
through
really is.
50 representative offices globally. We have 50 representative offices around the world that send the message that we transmit to them. They put it out into their communities, to the traveling public, to all of the engines that book travel, create travel destinations. We are one of, and probably the best oiled marketing machine this state could ever have or hope to have.
And when I look at it, I think the Super Bowl came to town.
Right.
You guys played a significant role in getting the Super Bowl here to South Florida.
We have to go through, I can't tell you the number of hurdles and hoops, not only to raise money to get hotels to participate. It's called the bid process. We bid against other destinations. We were successful with not only the 11th Super Bowl, more than any other city in the history of the Super Bowl and in the U.S. We bid for the World Cup coming in 2026, the National Championship, which is coming in 2021.
Right.
These are enormous undertakings. It requires a lot of people to talk to the community and manage the investment that is going to be required to entice these organizations.
Right. Now, the reason why this is vitally important to you at home, you listening in your car, is this puts people in hotel rooms. It puts people in cabs and cars,
In
bars,
restaurants.
in restaurants. This group has done this for a long time. Now, how much money are we talking about here? Is it about $18 million, do I remember
It's
correctly?
the marketing budget, is upwards of $25 million, but we're talking about filling thousands of hotel rooms, heads in beds. This is a very big part of the tax base of this community.
Well, the other element of it that I don't understand is by taking tourists in, they're not just sleeping in a hotel room, and they're going to shops and to places to buy things. And there's a Florida sales tax that goes along with everything they buy. And so more money comes into the coffers of the government
Correct.
to be able to do things we want to do.
Right.
And if we don't compete, there are other areas that are trying to steal this
Our
mantle
thunder, yeah.
of how good we are.
You've got to be in it to win it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
one of the things that we've talked about is you travel to anywhere in the world, and you used to say, "Where are you from?" "I'm from Miami," and they'd say, "Oh." And now you
yeah.
say you're from Miami, and they say, "Oh."
Oh,
Absolutely.
I want to be in Miami.
Right.
We are the envy of the world.
But that's the major economic engine is fueled by the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau and this marketing budget that they have to bring these events here. So what do we do about this? How do we get our legislators legislators to know that we don't want this to occur.
Yeah, how do we help?
I think you have to write to the legislators, you got to lobby them, you got to tell them, and the governor, hey, we are an instrument for you to benefit, to let all of the residents here benefit.
Right.
Not only do we bring the tourist dollars, but we have people that are investing here because it's a great investment market. It's great it's a great tool, and it's a great location. And we need to use all of that energy and strength that the community has to get the legislators to wake up and realize you can't sell anything without marketing.
Right.
No,
You can't sell. Avila was in the cigar business. And how do you sell cigars if you don't market them,
Right, correct.
advertise them?
Right.
You know, throughout it all, it's that old, I'll give you an example. Joe Stone Crab, the iconic restaurant.
Right.
Who does more business than anybody. You stand in line if you want, everybody does because they love being
Anyone in the
Joe's.
U.S., that's right.
Heading there after here.
They advertise.
Yep.
Because
they
they
know.
realize once you stop doing it, you start losing market share.
Right.
Right.
And that's the same with tourism in South Florida. If you stop advertising around the world, you lose it. I still remember you and Bill Talbert from going different places to convince airlines to have a direct nonstop flight
Yep.
to Miami.
And we have more airlines thanks to that than any other city in the United States. We have 105 plus airlines coming into our community. You know how much traffic and business that is? What about conventions? Who markets conventions? Do you
Right.
think that conventions just say, they throw a dart at the wall and say,
Let's go
we
to
hit
Miami.
No, it requires a major lift.
Well, the other element of it, we just built the Miami Beach Convention Center.
Right.
And we just put a lot of money into this thing. and it's-
$600 million.
And it's a huge place that we've got to fill.
We got to fill it. Otherwise, the city's at risk.
Right. And so for all of those reasons, if you touch tourism in any form, it's the #1 driver of the economic engine of South Florida, and it's the #1 employer in South Florida
Right.
because of it. We employ hundreds of thousands of people here because of tourism. And, it'd be nice to be able to diversify and grow something else, but, we got some agriculture, but we've got tourism is our
And the
#1.
cruise capital of the world sits right here on our port. We need to continue to promote that and try to bring back the cruise industry as fast as we can. It employs thousands of people.
And now with what is going on with the coronavirus
Right.
and the cruise industry,
Yep.
and our government saying, don't go on a cruise, for goodness
Right.
sakes, how in the world do you think we're going to reverse that? How do you think that a year from now, we're going to be able to tell someone in, I don't know, Norway or Italy or someplace else that we have this wonderful cruise industry?
You need the Bureau to do that. The Greater Miami Visitor Convention Bureau, that's the strength of the organization.
That's your job, yeah.
To get the word out.
Ay, ay,
This is
ay.
a great place to be, stay, play, vacation, and work.
You know what this is going to get me to do? Drink more wine. And I love your 2480.
Yes.
As a cab. It's a wonderful bottle that you can get in your top restaurants in South Florida and your retail stores too, but it's a very wonderful cab.
And in his spare time, Bruce does that too.
Yeah, he does that too.
Right, I drink it too.
Good,
As we're doing now.
Good, because I'm going to drink it right now is what we do. By the way, we've got a couple of things to give away. There's a wonderful event, Brenda, coming up, and we've got
It's the Daring Seafood Festival
Right, we've got
on
two-
March 29th.
we've got 2 sets of tickets to give away. So if you're the first or second caller, you'll win. Each caller will win a set of tickets to the Daring Bay Seafood Festival, March the 29th. Just call 866-610-NEWS. That's 866-610-6397. And don't forget, please get in touch with your legislator to tell him or her it's important that we continue the work of the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau to be able to continue to employ as many people as we can to put more money into the coffers of government so we can do some of the wonderful things we want to do, to take care of the Everglades, to take care of the environment, to take care of our people who are unable to be able to take care of themselves. There's a lot of important things that this money does, and it's all based on that engine of the Greater Miami Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Yeah.
Bruce, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
we
you
we
so
want
much.
to keep the hotel rooms full,
Yeah.
keep restaurants going like gangbusters, like Ortonique.
There you go.
Our friend
Cheers.
Cindy Hudson from Ortonique.
Cheers.
All right, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time right here on Eat the Streak That Go. We hope you've enjoyed the show, and if you can, tell somebody about it. So long, everybody.
Salute.